Hey guys, Levy Freeman here, and today we're going to be playing some more Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich mod. And today we'll be playing as the USA, and we will be playing the Pacific states in the Civil War. And I guess like kind of what we're going to do to start here is I'm just going to try to like make stuff neutrally, and not really kind of stack the deck in the favor of one faction or another. Which if you were playing to like do a speed run or something like that, or make a competitive time, then probably that's what you would do. But I'm just going to start building like some infrastructure. I don't know, like maybe something like that. We'll see. That shouldn't like maybe build too much down here. Something like that. That shouldn't really favor anyone too much, I don't think. With the infrastructure, so I think like if you really wanted to like again, you'd probably want to stack the deck if you're trying to play competitively or like do a speed run. So like if you're playing the PSA, you probably want to start building factories. In your states of choice down here, like probably Los Angeles, you'd want to build in, and San Francisco. And the other thing you might want to do as PSA specifically is like if you look at your air, there's not a whole lot of air bases here in some of these provinces you can be pushing into. So like the provinces that you're going to take early in the war, probably you want to build some air bases in them so you can get better air cover. That'd probably be something you want to do too. But like I said, we're going to do today like try and do it neutral, probably not try and cheese it too much, and kind of see where things land. And, like the same thing for the technologies. I try to just again like research like stuff that's not really going to give anyone an advantage. It's like your usual starting techs, and I will pick up the light tank. That's something I usually research anyways. I think probably I'll also get the anti-air. That's gonna be something we're gonna want to have. And again we'll see where the chips fall on the research. You do get to keep the research that you did. You can tag switch over, but so does everyone else. Like everyone gets the same researches the Feds had. And in terms of your focuses, like when you do the build up to the Civil War, primarily you're worried about this Gardner-Wagner bill, and it'll either pass or fail. And like depending on which way it goes, it's going to either favor some of the factions in these focus trees, or it's going to favor the existing government. I think passing the bill is best for the Feds, but it is a bit RNG on whether or not that happens, if I remember correctly. I'll just leave our starting troops where they are, and I guess we'll train some infantry. Decisions, you get this. So I don't know, like if you're trying to really make it bad for the Feds, probably you'd want to not deal with the Great Depression and pick up those political power gains for your extremist parties. I'm not really sure. Like I'm not really a Second American Civil War player. Like I have played all the factions a few times. I did a few test runs as PSA before doing this recording. Just so I didn't look like a helpless dickhole when I was playing. But yeah, so we'll see where we go. And like once we tag switch over, I'll start taking stock of the PSA situation, like what I think might be like an effective strategy. Like I've tried a couple things, and so I have a few ideas of like how to like maybe run a more efficient campaign than the ones I did previously. And we'll talk about that at that time. But for now, we'll just start the timer and let the events fall where they may. Yeah, in order to get the PSA, you have to make sure MacArthur launches his coup. Starting position over here. So America stayed out of the First Weltkrieg, and as a result, they're behind on like a lot of things militarily, and now they're suffering from a Great Depression, and it's pretty tough. Bad times in America right now. They have a failing economy. They got political crises, and also they're behind on a lot of things. So Gardner-Wagner bill is reintroduced, and this is like a package of like unemployment benefits, and of course some people say it goes too far, some people say it goes not far enough. No one's happy. Oh, Kerensky's dead. Kornilov storms Moscow. And as America, we do get voting rights in the Legation Council, which is nice because we're going to get a negative 5% consumer goods for free. Long and Reed demand changes. They're not happy with the bill. Okay. Mosley's Totalist Charter. Edward is King of Great Britain. Yeah, so like I don't really want to talk too much about this stuff like over here or spend time on it. Like we're gonna be tag switching anyways. It's like the kind of like your actual starting position as American in the Civil War kind of happens like after the split, I think. So here, I think here I'm going to support the establishment. I think, and like for the other decisions, I'm going to try to alternate between SPA and the AFP. Just try to make it fair for fair for everyone. The usual events over there, Black Monday, and we get hit by Black Monday too. So like even more we get hit by. Coalition ticket. Let's go with a coalition with the base dem. Or I'll flip a coin for this stuff just for it to be fair. So we'll go heads top, tails bottom. And we got heads, so we'll do the coalition. And again, like I'm not going to try to like game the events or whatnot. And if you're trying to do like a speed run or a plan, we got crime spree and lose some stability for that. If you're trying to do a speed run, probably you'd want to make sure that let's split convoys, I guess here. You probably want to try and game the system, right? Like you want to pick things that are going to benefit your faction. I think the fastest way you can do it is to do the two-way Civil War, and then you can end the Civil War by 1937. Like the Civil War generally is like not hard to win as any faction, but the problem is trying to do it fast enough. Oh, goal failed. That's unfortunate. All right, I guess we're doing this. Alright, so the Japanese have decided to garrison Tianjin. I think that's one of the legation cities. Not much we can do about that. I'm trying to increase their influence. Sneaky Japanese. Oh, the Japanese usually do support the PSA, I found, so that's nice. And we got some extremist militias forming up. Woo-wee. It's about to get violent up in here. So, like I said, I'm not really much of an American Civil War player. I have played like once as each of the factions. Like I said, I did do a few test games as PSA, but usually I'll play Big Mac. He's my boy. Traders down, stars up. That's the way we like to fuck. But with if someone asks for PSA, so we're gonna do PSA. Oh, AFPs. This can help them out a bit. St. Patrick's Day flood. Let's help the people here. Kind of what you would look to do as like MacArthur would be to like castle up over here. Like as any faction in general, like you're trying to get the biggest chunk of industry you can as fast as possible. Like that's usually the best second Civil War strategy. Unfortunately, as the Pacific states, like if you look at our states, we got some population over here, but it's not like a 3 mil, 1.6 mil. Alright, so let's do. We'll help the AFP first, and we'll help the then we'll help the SPA. Alright, see if Detroit wins. Like I don't think I've ever seen Detroit win in like a long time. I have seen them win previously. Yeah, there we go, Toronto again. I think it's got to be like the 20th time in a row I've seen Toronto win. And it's supposed to be like not that like biased of an event. Like it's supposed to be like almost 50-50. I thought it might be 60-40. Yeah, but generally you want to try and get the. There we go. That's the equivalent event. Oh, it's here. Special election in Washington. So this is either gonna. All right. So let's flip a coin here. All right, that is tails. So Democratic Party will win there. In New Jersey. Let's see, we got heads, so Democratic Party is going to win there too, so it's nice for the feds. It's like we don't really have like the most populous states. Like you can see, there's like a 9.8 mil, 2.48 mil, 6 mil, 3 mil, 4.91 mil, right? Oh. And do we want dispersed or concentrated? I think we go concentrated here. Like America's gonna have like a lot of industry. I don't know. I mean, dispersed would probably be like okay if we're trying to upgrade equipment or so on and so forth. I mean, concentrated does kind of benefit the feds a bit more than the other parties. A little bit more because like when you do the tag switch, right, the feds are going to keep some of their production lines, which already have production efficiency on them. So dispersed is like a little bit worse for the feds than concentrated is, I think, if I remember correctly. But we'll go with concentrated. Like probably we're just going to have to build enough guns and stuff like that to keep our army in the field. And, again, like everyone gets the same tech off that, so it's not really an advantage for our team. We got Panama and Costa Rica getting into it again, and we're gonna have to deal with that. So Quentin Roosevelt over here. Let's see here. Politically minded. Quentin Roosevelt now it's VP. Okay. So coalition ticket. So Quentin Roosevelt's gonna be the VP for the coalition ticket. He's gonna give us a deal that's fair, a deal that's square. That's okay. He's not gonna win. May Day riots. I think when we go with this, it seems like it's neutral. It doesn't benefit any party, so we'll do with the police for that fault. All right, Panama decided to fuck off. That's good. I don't think I've ever seen Panama force that issue. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe that's something a player has to do. But like the other three factions, right? They all have like kind of this border touching over here in the northeast. And if you're MacArthur, usually you want to try and take Chicago to get that industry. If you're one of the extremist factions, usually you're trying to fight for Washington and Pennsylvania to like get the industry over here. So I think we helped. What was it? The AFP last time. Like we did the thing in Tennessee, right? Or am I misremembering? I can't remember. I'll just flip a coin here too. Tail. So we'll restore order. We will restore order in Tennessee. I bet worried they might have helped the AUS twice, but that's okay. So we'll definitely help the SPA in this last one here if we get the choice. Death of Big Bill Haywood. So this is like a union boss. He died, and syndicalists are going to be inspired a little bit from that. Good for them. But it's like that's like what you would usually try and do. Let's go next instructor. It's like fight over this industry over here, but as the Pacific states, like you're kind of off over on the side over here, and like the states that are going to be like adjoining your territory, like not really all that great. Like not a whole lot of manpower comparatively. Like barely any industry. Southern Democrats complain. We'll do another coin flip over here. I'm not sure how important this is. Like whatever you pick is probably important to try if you're trying to actually have the coalition ticket win. We got tails here, so we'll promise to appoint them to cabinet. Well, we're gonna hit with a natural disaster. 43 Celsius, 50 degrees Celsius. Whew, getting cooked. Another year. You don't really start getting into like the good stuff until like, I think Nebraska's got 1 million people, Kansas got 1 million people, and Colorado's got 1 million people, and then Southern Texas starts to get some industry. Those are like controlling taxes obviously would be a good. And then of course like over here you're gonna get this is like where you're like these are like the big money shot provinces over here. Like if you're not the SPA, you definitely have your sights set on the stuff in the north. And you start getting some population too once you start pushing into these territories. So Red Summer. All right, so we got some race riding going on over here. It's gonna hurt our situation even more. Hey, MacArthur's hand. Yeah, okay, we absolutely need that Texan oil. So that'll help the SPA a bit. And there's our Cindy Sympathizer China book. And Gone with the Wind. Like, I'm pretty sure Gone with the Wind is racist now, isn't it? Like, I don't know if it should even be in the mod anymore. So, unfortunately, like, the good stuff is, like, pretty far away from where we are. And, like, the plains isn't exactly great terrain to hold. And PSA is, like, kind of like the weaker faction in terms of, like, manpower and industry to start with. What do we got here? I'll go with the compromise. It seems like that's, like, the neutral option. Democrats and Republicans are bickering within their coalition and demand some money from Canada. It's like ideally you'd want to, like, I guess push up to here or something. So you get some industry, get the industry from Texas, and like you're kind of competitive. But that's kind of like a big ask, right? Olson's nomination. All right, so Olson is going to be the guy we're putting forward in our coalition ticket. He's not going to win though. I think I'll do a coin flip between, or maybe I should have him win. Not sure. If that helps the feds or not. I think I'll do a coin flip between Reed and Long, and that's who'll win the election. And then we'll do their focus. So I think that's what we do. Canada's gonna tell us to fuck off. We'll get some political power for it that we can't spend. Reconciliation. And now we've got Huey Long and Jack Reed trying to be assassinated. Everything's shit. Looks like the gangbang resolved in Nanjing's favor, so that's nice for Nanjing. And the Zilly click, huh? Is this what happens when the coup fails? Maybe, I don't know. Usually they're Qing. Huh? Yeah, looks like that. Looks like the coup failed. So Puyi got a little bit too big for his britches and his coup failed. I mean, that's interesting. You don't see that a lot. Alright, Huey Long is opening his mouth and like spouting off a bunch of bullshit, and I guess people are buying it, so that's gonna help him out a bit. Good for you, Huey. Alright, heat wave is over. That's nice. Alright, we're gonna vote and whether or not to help Sichuan. Let's just abstain. Disunity within the coalition. I don't know. We'll just compromise again. Can you imagine Democrats and Republicans like actually working together? Ridiculous, right? Alright, the Socialist Art Show. Wow, Nanji and Click won that like pretty convincingly. Oh, I guess no one cares about Sichuan. They're gonna all starve. Sucks for Sichuan. Alright, we got our anti-aircraft gun. Canada agrees to compromise. I don't know what other stuff we should like kind of get here. I guess we'll go with our next industry tax. Like, that kind of like benefits everyone. Uh, 109 days. I think we'll have like 109 days. Like, I don't know. Everyone's gonna have artillery. Let's go with the first support equipment upgrade, I guess. Liberia asks for aid. So I'll do a coin flip here. I don't really care. Tails, they're on their own. Got our own problems, Liberia. I guess we do these. Alright, Indian Citizenship Act. What's this about here? Oh, so they want to make the Indians full citizens. Oof. Alright, let's do a coin flip here. Oh, that is tails. No time for populism. We're not going to do this stuff. And like again, if you're trying to game the Civil War in one way or the other, like you're trying to do the coalition ticket and do the two-way or whatnot, then probably you'd want to like pick different choices in those events. But for us, we're just going to click on stuff. We're going to elect one of the extremist parties. McCarthy will coup us, and we'll get to play as PSA. This is an event over here. It's going to tell us like the U.S. Army sucks and stuff. We're just behind the times. They skipped Welt Creek 1, and now they're behind the times. I'll take a look at the Navy. All right, presidential elections. So I'm just going to flip a coin here for between Jack and Huey. And that is head, so Jack Reed. President Reed won. Well, AFP is not happy about that. Go for more convoys, I guess. Alright, Hoover criticizes the president. Hoover talking shit. Everybody, your days are done. Voted out. It's Jack Reed's turn to run the country into the ground. Brazil has gone integralist. That's interesting. U.S. Navy, and this is going to talk about how the U.S. Navy used to be like super awesome and stuff, but now they're having some problems. It's like they haven't really kept up to date. Now they're behind the times. Even Japan has a better fleet than us. Irish. Well, they decided to go with the conscription crisis. We'll see. Italian government fall. See if Edward goes authoritarian. And PSA is one of the factions that, like the Entente, I think if they stay with Democratic, they will support us. Which would be, obviously, it's obviously nice to have support. I don't know. I guess radio probably that's like useful for everyone we can get. And I don't know, artillery upgrade. President Reed's inaugural address. Oof. The Reed's in charge. He's gonna have to do some shit. Like, I'm pretty sure if like you actually do this stuff, it's gonna benefit him. But I don't know. I guess Reed probably would actually do something if he was elected. We'll do President Reed. We'll just do the sweeping reforms over here. And President Reed over here. What's he doing this time? Force the states to recognize that the unions have a right to exist. Ooh. Bourgeoisie's mad. What do we pick for next tech here? And now Reed over here. Guess he's going to stop banks from foreclosing on people. He's going to force the rich people to take losses instead of people being evicted if they can't pay their loans or their mortgages. That doesn't seem very fair. That's basically theft. You can't be stealing homes from people. Oh, and Reed, he's denounced as a tyrant. Well, he kinda is, isn't he? Kinda is. Yes, I don't know. Let's go for this plane, maybe. Let's see, and the Supreme Court debating on whether or not Reed's orders are constitutional. Well, Belgrade Pact is formed. And he's going to nationalize some national resources, it looks like here. Private mining companies would be entirely unable to balance the needs of the public with their greed. Man, what a dick. America's resources belong to the people? I don't know about that one. Not if you paid for mining rights. Packing the court. Oh. That Reed's he's ignoring Standard Oil versus Problematic in public. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's a good previous decision or whatnot. He's trying to just basically looks over here like fuck around with the laws to make sure that he can do things. He wants to stack the court in his favor. Appoint 6 pro-socialist justices to get a majority. Must defend the workers whatever it takes. This seems like pretty much like actual tyranny. Like imagine loaning someone money. And then like they have their house as like collateral, right? And then like they can't pay it off and like you just fucked. You know? That seems like completely unfair. It's ridiculous. Violence against the SPA. Police should be helping the people. Look at that. Long is calling for everything except for an armed uprising. Well, probably he is going to do an armed uprising, actually. Concentrate Industry 3. Clashes between Minutemen and police. Somebody stop Long. He's getting uppity. Starting to do some rioting. Fourth Balkan War. MacArthur marches on Washington. Oof. Alright, there comes the coup. MacArthur's had enough. He's had enough of this situation. President Reed flees to Chicago. Alright, so this is like kind of like where it goes down. I think I'm just going to make a save game here in case I decide to like play as like another Civil War faction. Like we'll have this start available, which is, you know, hopefully going to be a pretty neutral start. Disaster has begun. Stand by the Republic. We will stand by the Republic. Huey Long is separated, and we will also stand by the Republic. Oh, and the Pacific governors have declared an emergency. And they're all traitors, tyrants, and, so on and so forth, including MacArthur. Yeah, that's not really fair. All he's trying to do is save America from socialism. And then we get this kind of biased event here that says stand by the government or stand by the Republic. But okay, we will play as the PSA here. We will stand by the Republic instead of base boy MacArthur. All right, so let's pause here, because we have tag switched over to the PSA now. Let's take a look at what we get. So we're down to 3 research slots, and we're not researching anything right now. So we do have a bit of a tech disadvantage. We have our boy Frank Miriam over here, gives us non-core manpower, and he also cancels out some subversive activities efficiency, so that's alright, I guess. But we have an election like pretty much right away anyways, so he's not that important. No government, no staff. We start an extensive conscription, which is nice. We don't have to pay political power for it, but on the other hand, our manpower is still pretty low, and our army's not that big, so like this is pretty concerning. Expert focus, that's pretty standard, and toaster economy, also pretty standard. We are democratic right now, 30% popularity. So we have 1.8 political power per day, which is, okay, pretty high. Like a lot of the other majors we were playing had like higher than 2 there, though. So I mean, a little bit on the lower end, but not awful. Pretty low party. Like I guess this would be like kind of moderate party popularity. Like I said, anything above 50% I think would be high. It's like 30% is like kind of like maybe on like the lower end of average. We have average stability, average war support, pretty low manpower. Our industry. Like America has something like over 200 factories. Like our little chunk of 38 here is like really not that much. So that's kind of a big sad. We do have 118 oil though, and our stockpile, because we only have an itty bitty slice, is much lower than it would be otherwise. But we do have 118 oil, and we're only on toaster economy and export focus. So like oil is probably not going to be a problem for us as a PSA. 100 convoys, usual 0 starting experience. No national spirits at the moment. National focus trees. Like this stuff is like you can only do this like after you get the Civil War over, and you'll notice like I think a research slot. It's like one research slot here, and then there's like another research slot I think somewhere else over here. I guess you have to like flip flop between your parties that you're electing, so you wouldn't be electing one party all the time to like get all these benefits. And that's like so that's like another reason like why you kind of want to finish the war first, because you're locked out of this tree until the war is over. Same as everyone else. We'll start doing our army tree. So like I said, I did a few practice games before, so you can come down this side and you're going to get some nice bonuses to like engineers and defense. You get ahead of time engineers too. It gives you engineers 2 for free, and it's 1937, right? So this is pretty strong. But defense, I don't know. Like defense in general, maybe not the best tack to take, right? In these things. Like I said, usually you're trying to rush to get like the best industry possible. And then over here, you're going to get some production bonuses, which you might actually need. You get a factory, and you get some bonuses for mountains, doctrines, and like a couple of random researches. And this is like a pretty nice one for the supply. And this tree over here, so DeWitt's tree was the defense tree, and Marshall's tree is like the offensive tree. And he's going to give you an event over here, which is going to give you like a decent number of trucks for free. You get this nice national spirit and a military factory, which gives you a massive minus 20% production cost on tanks and improves their speed, but it also decreases their reliability. You can kind of fix reliability with a variant though, so I mean, having negative 20% production cost is huge. And the PSA also has the designer. I think the one that we keep, like we don't get to keep all these. These are like split up across the different factions. But whichever we get one over here that gives, I think it's like this one over here. Stats. We have one medium tank manufacturer, anyways. That gives us an additional production cost reduction. I think at 10%. So that's quite nice. You get cheap medium tanks, and he'll give us also recon company too, which is nice. And there's this Operation Glacier. So I did get the Marshall Plan benefits when I picked this before. But gains Operation Glacier. I never saw that. I never saw that mission actually activates. I'm not sure if this is bugged or not for Operation Glacier. Like I take the focus, you get the national spirits, but like there's nothing shows up over here for Operation Glacier. So that was like a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Other stuff in the Natty focus tree. So the U.S. Navy tree. I'm pretty sure this is the same as you have as the base U.S. You get your choice of whichever doctrine you want to go, and you either get battleships, destroyers, or naval aviation, depending on which way you pick. And then the rest of the stuff, I think it's the same for whatever. You get some dockyards, get some research bonuses, that sort of thing. You get some nice national spirits down over here too. Gives you fleet coordination and max range factor 20%, so that's pretty nice. That might be unique to PSA, Columbia, Gem of the Ocean. Like the Feds might have like a different final spirit, but like this tree looks very familiar. Then you get the Air Force tree, which is like unfortunately a little bit weaker for PSA. You get some air bases, you get paratrooper technology for free there if you can do it. Air doctrine, you can choose between battlefield support or strategic destruction. You get the either a bomber or a fighter research. Unfortunately, this is like a little bit lackluster. Like the U.S., like the Feds have like a pretty sick tree where they're gonna get like planes for free, right? You just you get like an ahead of time. You can get the Banshee for free, and you can get this plane for free, the Dragon or something like that. You might even be able to get the Mitchell if you already researched the Dragon. But I know you can get the Banshee for free, which is like a 1940 technology plane, which is like pretty nice. Unfortunately, we don't have that option as the PSA. So no intelligence agency decisions, all Civil War factions. You're gonna get these decisions to raise a militia. I'm probably just going to raise their biggest stack, and you're gonna get a bunch of like kind of trashy units from here, but they're free, and you're gonna need them. So 3 research slots. We're just gonna have like all the stuff we researched as the Feds. before we tag switched over. So we've got like 1936 guns, trucks, armored cars. It's nice. We've got engineers and recon. We have the light tank that we researched. We have anti-air that we got. Like, unfortunately, it looks like we missed the interwar artillery upgrade. So that is going to be an advantage for the feds. They're going to have that before everyone else. We didn't research a doctrine. And again, like if you wanted to play like in a more biased fashion, you'd probably want to research your doctrine before you flipped over. And like research it first so that you have it in like a game that's that the feds don't have ahead of time. Like not like ahead of time isn't compared to the clock, but ahead of time compared to everyone else because you reset when you tag switch. So if you're halfway done your doctrine when the tag switch happens, and the feds would have a 50% advantage on their next doctrine, right? So ships for USA is pretty good. Pretty much competitive with all the other naval majors, with the exception that they don't get sonar and they don't get improved ammunition too. So I think the Germans have got improved ammunition too, and like Canada and UAB got the passive sonar when they start. So like we're like not the best in Navy, but we're like pretty damn close, and we have all the hulls, and we also have transports and mines on Navy. No naval doctrine, like I said, you're gonna have to pick for that. Air, we looked at that before. So air is like kind of like really what you're looking for the air is like you want the up-to-date fighter, but everyone has the same tree in the Civil War. And we've got the CAS, we've got the naval bomber, we've got the strat bomber, and the other ones are missing. So my favorite planes are the fighter and the attack bomber. So this is like kind of like a miss for me, but it's not bad. I mean, you get 3 modern planes, a lot of people don't. And our doctrine, our choices are battlefield support, our strat destruction from our doctrine tree. Engineering, we've got the stuff that we researched over here, and industry again, like we've got the techs that we researched as feds. So for our researches, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the medium one. Like we're probably going to want these tanks, especially if the war goes long. These could like really save our ass. We're going to want our doctrine, and I think I'm going to go mobile warfare. And again, like if the game goes long, then we have like or you screw up, you have access to the desperate defense. And this will give us another 5% recruitable population, which, as a PSA, like especially if we can't make gains fast enough, that we might need to do that. And I think like I'm just gonna go and post this run regardless of how well we do. Ideally, you want to finish the Civil War sometime in '39 or like maybe early 1940. That's kind of like a good standard ending date. It is harder to do that as a PSA though, because we start off as like the weaker faction. And I guess probably we don't want to be behind our interwar artillery tax. We probably want to take that, but I don't want to waste research on artillery. It's a 10% bonus though on a soft attack. I think radio might actually be more important for us. Production. Like unfortunately we only start with 1 factory. I think when we tag switch over. Yeah, so let's start building up our production efficiency on guns. Also, we're going to want like probably 1 artillery because we have artillery in our starting template. We got 2 on AA. We want to build at least 1 on trucks. Maybe like 1 on support equipment. Try for maybe 2 on tanks. And maybe just put like the rest into rifles. I think we'll go with that. So AA is going to help us a little bit. Like, so kind of one of the problems you get with the when you're trying to push in the Midwest is like these are like pretty big tiles. Like if you look at the range of like this is our cast. These are our fighter wings over here. They have like a pretty tiny range compared to like the size of some of these tiles, right? And you only have 1 air base per state. It's like your coverage is pretty bad, especially on interwar fighters. So it's pretty difficult to contest the air in the Great Plains, especially if you didn't like have a advanced plane that you researched ahead of time, to, like in your invested experience in to get the extra range bonus. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to get air superiority. So having the anti-air, I think, is gonna help us. I think not like one of the other runs I did, like I didn't have it, and I think I definitely got punished for it. Like we're getting bombed, and especially in the Rockies when you're trying to hold the Rockies or whatnot, getting bombed is not something that's great. Of course, it does damage directly, as opposed and like your terrain penalty doesn't like mitigate it that much. It helps a little bit, but not a whole lot. Construction, I'm going to start building some civilian factories. I mean, we're going to be at war shortly anyways, but like, you need civilian factories to build more mills and like support your economy. Like our industry right now is not all that big. I think I was focusing military factories before, and I found that like we didn't really have our economy was like kind of lackluster, wasn't really keeping up. So I think maybe we'll try and build a stack of civies first. We'll try that approach and see if that helps. And dockyard, we're just gonna build convoys. Like the PSA, like because there are like a lot of Democratic factions lying around there, and we're like the Democratic team. PSA does tend to get a lot of lend-lease, so having convoys will help us out with that. Hopefully. And it's like the usual strategy for like any faction in the Civil War. So like the way like the infantry micro works is that this is like a PSA infantry division. Your standard 18 width over here with like in all the factions are gonna have some of these. Your support artillery and your infantry. So these will have like soft attack 69 and they'll have breakthrough 31.9, defense 213.9. It's like decent stats, but breakthrough 31.9, attack 69. Like a garrison unit over here, their attack is only 36. Like if you have breakthrough 31 even, like you're gonna block most of that. And their breakthrough is like awful, right? But their defense is still high enough to block a 69 attack unit. But the difference between 69 attacks and a 36 with a few points over times 4, it's pretty even. It's like you can kind of like attack into this, and like it's not too bad with infantry. And like the militia divisions are even worse. They only have soft attack 27. You can block all of that, right? So like it's like okay to attack with a regular infantry division into a 12 width garrison or an 18 width militia, and like that's kind of like how the Civil War micro works usually for your infantry, right? Is you're gonna try and group up your good units and kind of push into to their militias and weaker units, and that's how you kind of make your breakthroughs. So your PSA militia, I guess we'll just make this reserves. I think that's like a duplicate of the National Guard division. And so templates, 18 with militia, 12 with cavalry. Heavy tanks, like we won't be using heavy tanks, I don't think. But you start with this template, which is 16 whips. This isn't too far off. Like you could toss like an extra 2 heavy tanks in here for 10 army experience to get a decent 20 width heavy tank division. If you want to do that. Marines, like again, this is like a pretty bad unit with Marines. I'm gonna start with any anyways. Like, probably wouldn't make it. 18 with militia, again duplicate of the National Guard division. PSA mounted militia, again this is a 12 width, same as the National Guard division. PSA garrison, 12 width infantry. PSA infantry division, 18 width, so we already looked at that standard template. Motorized, and this is like an odd one, but it is actually a 14 width division, and usually that's 12. So okay, that's fine. Like I don't think the extra battalion, like it's nice to have the extra battalion. It saves us 5 XP, I guess. We'll probably build our tank or a breakthrough unit based off of this template. We do start with 1. And PSA resistance. This is 12 with Mountaineers for the Recon Company. And so, like again, like usually what you want to do is try and go for your industry. So we'll try and put our good troops in the north. And these guys will be like more of our like defensive army. And we'll be spawning more militias like as the game starts, right? And we'll make these guys blue, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna, I don't know, be like teal or sky blue or something. And like we have a field marshal that kind of goes along with each of those plans. So we have like John DeWitt here. He's the defensive guy, and George Marshall is the offensive guy. And probably just want a general that has like a high attack. Maybe Alexander Patch here. He's got the right trade for it. So we'll do that. And then like for this will probably be a tank unit eventually. So we'll go with Isaac White here. And defensive general. And these guys are all politically connected, which is like a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, like your infantry general doesn't really matter all that much. Go with this guy. He's got defense plus 10%. Got nothing in the stockpile except for 100 convoys. I think that's about it. Like we'll have this guy. Try and like position our troops along a front line. Or you know what, like we've got our like good infantry in the north, so like maybe we'll have these guys like just try and hold down here. And like as soon as the war starts, like probably the Feds don't have like a lot of this stuff garrisoned. So we're just gonna try and push through and like take as much as we can, like maybe try and get up to the Rockies over here in the south. And then you know, try and like, you know, Colorado has like 1 million people in it. We get Nebraska maybe, Kansas, and like try to threaten Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, like you know these states over here, and like maybe try and get a front line if we can close up over here, and try and have a front line that's like, I don't know, maybe like kitty corner like that, and like maybe that'll be like sure enough that we can like actually hold, like from here to here, here to there, like even like from Chicago, like from here to here. And you know again, PSA has like manpower problems too. And they've got industry problems. Like you're not gonna have a whole lot of units. Like having a large front line kind of sucks for them, but you know we'll do what we can. Let's go ahead and start the timer. All right, so you've declared that MacArthur is a tyrant, and we're not gonna put up with his shit. We're gonna for the Republic. Riots in New England and New York. Okay. That's over there, though. That's like an East Coast problem. Don't care about that. Oh, Feds control Minnesota. North Carolina goes to the AUS. Chief of Staff here. I think I'm just going to go with... we're not going to use Special Forces. We're not going to be building that much artillery. Let's go with this guy over here. Like that's like usually a pretty good one to have. School of Psychology anyways. So the U.S. Navy is kind of like split up. Some of them support MacArthur, some of them don't. So like we've got like rebellions and whatnot, and like some of the fleets can side with us. Like that's nice. And our boy Frank Merriam here just decided that, you know, in the midst of a crisis, obviously the best thing you want to do is like start election campaigning. So we're going to call for elections, and we're going to try and preserve our Constitution. Wonderful. Well, long winds in Tennessee. And I guess before we go any further, like I should probably look at our Air Force and our Navy. Air Force, we've got 400 fighters, 400 attack bombers, 400 CAS, like a pretty big Air Force actually. And Navy, we'll just have all these guys like group up together. But like, you know, as you can kind of see over here, we got 20 subs, a carrier, dreadnought, a couple capital ships, 21 destroyers, 2 cruisers. So like not like a huge fleet, but you know, better than like, well, not a huge fleet compared to like what America starts with, right? Maybe they'll all just come down to LA. But we do have a decent fleet, and I think it's bigger than the fleets you get as the extremist factions, like substantially bigger. Unfortunately, like having a big navy is nice for the Feds because you can kind of like block off the AUS over here, or if the CSA gets something over here, you can kind of block them, and you can control trade, which is important for you. And you can also use it for naval invasions into the AUS, but you could also get, if you get docking rights from Canada as the Feds, like the Canadian side with you, you could also, if they don't seize Alaska, potentially do an invasion from Alaska into the PSA and avoid going through the Rockies. You know, just by having your troops move over there and, you know, hoping they don't get raided. You could try for like a play like that, right? Or like you could even pre-position troops in Alaska if you wanted to make that gambit. But for the PSA, like we're not going to have the reach probably to be able to do a naval invasion over here because you have to come like all the way down the canal. Like we're not really contested on this coast usually either. So that's nice. Like the Navy doesn't really actually help us all that much as a PSA, I don't think. It's a little bit unfortunate. So PSA, like our army is small, our manpower is small, our industry is small, but like we're pretty close and like usually be able to get like a lot of this like nice defensive terrain. You know, but then again, playing bunker usually isn't the best way to win the Civil War quickly. Like you need to get a play for like the manpower of the industry in quickly as a Civil War. Otherwise it's pretty bad for you, right? Like I mean, you can still win, but it's going to turn into a grindhouse, and like that usually is going to like delay your time significantly. And like I said, usually what you're looking for is like a 39-40 Civil War end date for like the PSA. I would say that's like probably like okay for the PSA to have that end date. If you're playing as the other factions, you can usually end it a lot earlier, just because you're able to get that industry faster, and then you can like blitz, and you have better manpower in industry, right? So, but PSA, it's a bit tough. You can't really do that. Like you look at the rush distance. But you do get an uncontested coast. You have oil, and you're able to trade with whoever. And you tend to also get like a lot of lend lease. Like those are kind of like your advantages as a PSA. So you're going to be able to hopefully get a chunk of this stuff over here, and you're going to get pretty decent foreign support, and also you have trade. Whereas someone like the the AUS or whatnot, like they can trade through Mexico. That's usually not too bad if they don't get cut off here, or unless Mexico declares on them. But like CSA has problems with trade, and AUS also has problems with industry and whatnot too. Like they definitely have a smaller slice, but we'll see how things go. So we're just gonna try and grab as much of this land as possible, and then I guess start pushing over here and trying to grab at least get some of this industry up here. And depending on the way things go, we might have to also pull down and also push out Texas just to like reduce this front line width if we have to. We'll see. Again, that is one of the tough things to do as PSA is like just never have enough troops. I found Syndicalist, Victorious, in New York. Ooh, that's bad for the feds. Alright, so this is in Seattle. They're not happy in Seattle. They want to be with Reed. And I think we're going to also get an event for MacArthur as well. And I believe that ties into like, the factions who played the Civil War before, like the other factions can like inspire uprisings, and I think that event ties into the uprising in Seattle that you can get from the Syndicalist traders. Let's go with division attack, I guess. 10%. We can switch these later. Like, unfortunately, I don't think you get like a whole lot of. I think when the war starts, we're going to lose access to most of these companies. It hasn't triggered yet, but you do lose access to most of them. And like as a result, like you don't really have too much to spend your political power on, especially if you're not researching the specific things that those companies actually are helpful for. All right, so we got our first stack of militia. Let's go for our second stack. The feds take over southern Texas. That's nice for the feds. It's usually pretty difficult to hold that though. You'd have to like strat redeploy people over here and like maybe try and bunker around San Antonio. But that is nice. I imagine the AUS will just take that back though. Let's just go air superiority for Air Force, I guess. Okay, so probably we're gonna get a few tanks, try and make a breakthrough unit, I think, and we're gonna have to spend most of our industry on guns. Guns and just get enough units in the field. Election violence. This is MacArthur's event over here. He's saying that we're a bunch of traitors, we have no right to have elections, and he's ordered some of his boys from the Navy to go in and start blocking our polling stations. What a dick. Alright, I'm just gonna do a coin flip here. Like, I don't really think it matters too much who wins. Heads will be Hiram Johnson. So Hiram does have a trait here. He's going to give us some construction speed. Civies and infrastructure, that's pretty good. That's pretty bad though. He's going to give us we get some recruitable population factor, but this guy's going to reduce our construction speed, globally factory output. This guy gives us more infrastructure, construction speed. Having negative 4% factory output is bad. Like maybe we should have picked the other guy. Maybe we should have elected the different party. But it is what it is. Oh, deadline looms. Chief of Navy. I guess we'll go for screens. Naval speed. Okay, so probably like our Navy's not gonna be that helpful. If we're gonna do anything, probably would be to protect trade. So it looks like progressives and farmer labor. They're leeching support off Democrats and Republicans. Losing faith in the establishment in light of current events. We'll have to focus on more reliable voters. Oh. Second American Civil War. Alright, here we go. So we did get like another stack there, I think, right? Yeah, so we'll put these guys into that unit. 3 militia in Washington. Like we gotta start. Try and get like into Colorado anyways. Don't want that. And like there's like some rivers like over here too, so like that's like maybe like a more reasonable spot to hold. But like, we're just gonna try and like get as much land as we can, particularly in the north. I'm gonna go up to 4 speed. Like, we're not really fighting right now. We're just having the troops walk across. So. And I think like when that happens too, we also get a let's get a bunch of free factories. Yeah, so we have 8 factories on guns, and we've got we filled out our other quotas. So like pretty soon we're going to probably want to get anti-air in our units, and we'll see if that helps us out or not. We also want to start trading for steel. Let's get that from Japan maybe. How much steel does this need? 9 more units. Like let's I think maybe convoys aren't like super important, and we do need to build factories. So let's try that. All right, let's go put that anti-air in our unit. We're behind in those units, but like we're building some. We're building some. Go for that.
Attention. Ready, sir.
Yeah, let's take some volunteers. Unfortunately, we don't have like enough equipment to like really train anyone. These guys are gonna send us some. You guys are gonna send us some troops. Like that's pretty slick. Some more militias. And let's yeah, get our militia in Oregon.
Listen up. Move out. Commands. Commands. Attention. Orders.
Like this is like kind of why like battle planning is like really frustrating if you can't pause. Like trying to do it like events are popping up and your guys are moving and your front lines are shifting and you're trying to edit in real time can be like pretty annoying. Hemingway's speech. So Hemingway is supporting those filthy syndicalist traders. Got some boys from Chapo.
Move out. Ready, sir. Ready, sir.
2 more militia. I guess now we're down to like 1 militia, but I mean, you know, a free militia is a free militia. I'll take it.
Orders.
Democracy in the Philippines. I call the China Marines. So this is like a pretty bad unit. It's like a 6 with Marine unit, but we need every man we can get. Maybe we'll push up to like this river line here in Santa Fe. I know there's some mountains over here too. Like maybe we just want to rush for those mountains. Boston has fallen. What's wrong with this guy? Why aren't you advancing? Just go forward. What's wrong with you? Gross. Baltic War. another militia. And let's get our trucks, I guess.
Ready to move.
Come on, like, why don't you grab? It's annoying. Fucking battle plans. All right, so we're starting to encounter some resistance here.
Game. Ready to move. Hands. Ready to move. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Orders. Move out.
The Spanish Civil War, more decisions. Yeah, let's can we get near a free militia unit? Let's even get like a cutoff here with this guy actually.
Yes, sir. Hands.
Oh, and there is still a unit there apparently. There we go. I must have clicked that button. Get cut off there.
Move out.
Oh, Canada's going authoritarian. That's not good for us. It means they're probably likely to support MacArthur.
Orders.
Order restored in Nevada. Alright, so we don't need to trade for steel anymore. Alright, we got a nice pocket here.
Yes, sir. Listen up. Move out. Yes, sir. Move out. Ready to move. Ready to move. Keep moving.
Let's get our 90 division army plan. And oh, like the lines are starting to stabilize a bit. We should probably try and start building some air bases. And we'll have these guys, I guess, come out and try and support our boys there. Make sure we take this mountain tile, which I think we'll get. Nice, got some equipment from Japan. We declared war on Ecuador. Let's get 2 militia in Colorado. Savoyard crisis resolved.
Listen up.
Get Bismarck, army requisition, civilian trucks. So, get a bunch of free trucks, that's pretty good. Everyone loves free trucks.
Move out.
Go for you try and take Bismarck.
Keep on moving. Attention. Move out.
Just need to finish these militia off.
Let them have it.
Oh, El Paso's open. Nice. Look, looks like some of our boys are gonna try and help us out there, sending us some guns and whatnot.
Listen up.
Grab that militia unit.
Attention. Move out. Yes, sir. Ready. Fall in.
Another unit. I guess
Orders.
leave all your orders here. And adjust this front line so it doesn't, you don't get overlap with our army in the north. Something like that, I guess. And make you guys also yellow. And shirtless guy, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Our boy Doolittle. This guy might be a bit better though. Yeah, that guy's got better stats. We'll go with him.
Fall in. Fall in.
Recruiting our militia.
Attention. Orders. Yes, sir.
Line is unfortunately looking like a little thin.
Advance. Yes, sir.
Have to come up a little bit. Radio. Let's get that artillery bonus.
Fall in. Fall in.
Where's our truck unit at actually?
Yes, sir.
Probably want you over here. Chilean Argentinian War.
Move out.
Increase tank production.
Advance. Attention. Orders. Yes, sir. Move out.
We can kill this militia here.
Move out. Attention. Fall in.
These guys close that pocket. We can't have pockets. We need those troops on the front line.
Move out.
Let's go move over here.
Move out.
Failed army coup in Tokyo. Okay. And equipment situation is still pretty rough. Let's get our tank researcher. Yeah, so negative 10 production cost. We get negative 20 from this national spirit that we're going to get over here. Also motorized. This will give us minus 20%. So we're going to make tanks pretty cheaply. We are unfortunately a bit behind on like our logistics right now though. Which is not great. Omaha.
Orders.
Fucking Canadians supporting MacArthur. Like, I mean, usually they will do that when they go authoritarian. Take Lincoln.
Move out.
We gotta start being a little bit careful because we're starting to get close to CSA territory over here.
Fall in. Move out. Keep on attacking.
3 militia in Nebraska.
Advance. Yes, sir. Move out. Taking cover. Let's go.
Alright, got our first doctrine tech done.
Move out.
It's actually let's attack that militia.
Attention. Attention.
Increase tank production. Go with that. And it'd be really nice to get Omaha as well.
Fall in. Advance.
Yeah, so that'll go after Omaha there. Maybe bring this unit back over here to also push into Omaha. So we're trek that way.
Move out.
Take that tile. We're almost close to being able to add like a tank unit into our infantry, or our motorized, so I mean that'll be nice for us.
Yes, sir.
We're almost pushing these units out here.
Fall in.
You over that way.
Advance.
Take Iowa.
Order.
Alright, United States of America has capitulated. Washington has fallen. Alright, alrighty. So let's see how much clay we can get. I don't know if this actually changes the battle line, so like it'd be pretty frustrating if the CSA like actually owns this territory behind us and like we get cut off. But no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I guess that's nice.
Advance.
This is not nice though. The all orders.
Attention.
Just lost a huge amount of organization on all of our troops there because they decided to try and do a strategic redeployment. If you guys will look that, or I don't know. We probably need it to be a bit longer than that actually. So that's like kind of the easy part of the campaign.
Listen up.
And the hard part is of course being able to try and hold on to all that territory. Now that the the USA is like one of the weaker factions, right? Usually. Two militia in Iowa.
Yes, sir. Move out.
It's not the unit I wanted.
Fall in.
And let's put a tank into our tank division. I don't think I'm going to actually make motorized ever, so I mean, like, that's probably not too bad that we don't duplicate that template. And I've got some free real estate here, it looks like, so we'll walk into those. Over here. Probably try and pin these guys. Unfortunately, it looks like they did manage to reinforce here. It's not going to be able to do anything there. Like, we don't have any troops in this land anyways in New Mexico, so like, that's not a huge deal. Let's see if we can push that guy back. It's just a militia unit. Alexander Patchfall is ill. Just maybe retreat behind this river line. And more militia. Yeah, I'll accept volunteers. Just retreat a bit. Don't want to be out in the salient, probably. Officer instruction. The recon units. Support from the resistance. How's our gun situation? Our gun situation is actually pretty good now. So like we need to start retraining. Start training some infantry. And we have these push decisions available. Let's get that next militia unit. So Paraguay has capitulated, so that's pretty good for Argentina. There we go. Ooh, that's not good. Bring you guys around, maybe try and help out down here.
Move out.
So we are behind on our AA gun production, but I mean I guess that's to be expected. It's like not a whole lot of people, and again, like the Midwest isn't like the greatest for air. So actually, what we should probably do is like actually get some air bases out over here. That'll at least give us an advantage. This is looking pretty rough here, though. You know, a lot of stuff, and like I'm not sure. Like, let's try and. Oh, come on. I'm trying to push these guys out here.
Orders.
I think we go for. Let's go for this stuff. Yeah, we're gonna lose these militia in El Paso. I think. I don't think I'm gonna be able to save them. Let's push on the longest front. Actually, let's do that. What should we pick here? One side at a time. We could go for like a radar or something, try and help the air war. Next artillery upgrade. Let's research in. Let's get our fighter, I guess. Alright, let's see if we can take these guys and let's put them with I'm pretty sure I have someone who has organizer. George Marshall does. General Henry H. Arnold. Let's promote this guy. Oh, you're already, that's unfortunate. Well, you can be field marshal for these guys over here, and we'll give you someone who has commando. Help with the item supply. And you need logistics wizard, but like unfortunately, I don't think I can activate the ability because he's Who else has logistics wizard? I can get logistics wizard on this guy. He's in the field already. Okay, so what we're gonna do. You go here. You go here. You go here. Activate our extra supplies. And that'll at least help these guys fight a little bit better. Last stand there. Just really make a fight for El Paso, I guess. You guys down here. Almost got enough for like another tank unit. Or a battalion anyways. Guys on last stand again. In 2 days, we'll be able to give them another supply up. Alright, so we got our tank unit and like some regulars here. It's like this should be a lot easier to push now. All Burgos, you go over here. Push out here. Come on, come on. And save our militia. Like the rest of them, like, I don't know, this looks pretty bad over here. Let's start pulling back a little bit. So we're at 75k. We're like doing all right. I mean, it's tough to have like a really good cost efficiency ratio when you're playing with militias. You guys though. So I start sending you guys to the front. You have a whole stack of infantry here. And let's maybe make a duplicate template that doesn't have the AA in it. What's our support? Like, could I add, I'll give you guys rifles, your symbol. Might need another factory and artillery. And probably should also start building military factories. Alright, so we're able to link back up with our boys over here in El Paso, so that's quite nice. We held El Paso. That was oof. Well, like I said, I think probably we want to be pushing the north. So maybe build some bunkers here though. Help our guys out a bit, and those build pretty fast. We'll bring these guys back up north. French tanks up against us now. It's annoying. Those French tanks are like a pretty dangerous unit early game. And they will be better than our tank unit for sure. Yeah, our tank unit's not really. I mean, it is a tank unit, but it's like barely a tank unit, right? Okay, send you guys back over here, and we'll have to do little, I guess. This guy's fine. You know, they might have an opportunity here. Actually, like we might be able to push out. This line looks pretty weak, and like I said, if we can close up our front line, like the other end of Texas, that might be good.
Keep moving. Hold.
To reinforce this tile over here, though.
Ready.
There's an airbase in this field too. Be nice. Nice to take that.
Hands. Move out.
Oh yeah, no, we don't want to be tacking into that.
Orders. Ready. Move out.
So we take that mountain tile. We gotta support our tanks, actually. Be better.
Taking aim.
Yeah, we're not gonna get it. And I should put anti-air for sure in our tank unit. Get some engineers, get you some artillery, let's get you some anti-air. And motorized recon. Probably even go for armored recon. Motorized. Do that.
Under fire. Ready.
Bring some of you guys down around here, maybe.
Move out. Orders.
It looks like we're holding okay in the north, which is nice. You gotta be careful when getting pressured like this, though. Sometimes it's better not to have the front line, just so that your troops don't shuffle. Like, we wouldn't want to be pushing in over here and abandoning the river, like to follow Japan in, for example.
Yes, sir.
I want to also start getting some tanks. And we're researching a fighter, so let's get the fighter manufacturer. This is like a little bit wasteful with the command power, but I mean, it should be okay. I think we had like a pretty good like push out period. Like we were able to get like pretty decent amount of stuff. And if you don't do that with PSA, your industry can like kind of suffer a bit. So we've we got like an extra 30% off original factory count, but we're still gonna have problems. Look what's going on over here. These are volunteers attacking. That's okay. Austrian equipment. That's good. Alright, we're just gonna deploy all these guys again. Should probably... Okay, so the pith helmet guys can have the anti-air. The normal helmet guys will have the the not anti-air. Like the rifle template will just be rifle guys. We have like a bunch of rifles, so we should just be training something that only has rifles, I guess. Maybe not that much. We'll do that.
All in.
You guys.
Ready to move. Commands.
Go with, I don't know, maybe this guy over here, or sure. I guess you guys can be cyan or whatever. That's fine. And we'll have you guys move down over to here, support against the AUS.
Attention.
We'll send one of you guys over here, one of you guys over here. So this is like, I don't know, it's gonna be a little bit slow, but I mean the Second American Civil War is just like, it's kind of like a pretty micro-intensive most of the time. It's got support from the resistance. Go for air bases. We can take this air base too, that'd be big.
Yes, sir.
So maybe you get the bonus against the Syndicalists. They're pushing us pretty hard, so extra attack against them is probably not terrible. Is our support equipment situation like? Not great. Alright, so we're gonna push out those militias over here though.
Commands. Ready to move.
Don't need 9 divisions down here.
Ready. Commands. Select the target. Keep moving.
Maybe I'll switch you guys over to here. That's fine.
Go, go. Ready, sir. All in.
Elastic defense. Do that.
Attention. Orders. Yes, sir. Listen up. Commands.
Is there a river here? No, there's not. Straight open plains style. That's pretty good.
Commands.
Send these guys in.
Yes, sir.
You. you guys over here. Yeah, let's just volunteers attacking again. So like that's fine. If the volunteers want to grind, that's absolutely fine. Let's don't want you guys to shuffle, so we'll lead that order. See if you guys hold.
Go, go, go!
Should have pinned there. Should have pinned there.
Keep on attacking. Move out.
You have these guys push. Not you guys. Just the blue hats.
Ready, sir. Under fire. Move out. Move out. Keep on attacking. Attention.
Get a pocket here, maybe. It looks like we're holding everywhere else in our line, so that's nice. Unfortunately, my air screen is a bit glitched out here, so I can't really see what's going on, so that's like a bit frustrating.
Ready, sir. Come on, move out. Keep on attacking. Moving back. All in.
The Saudis capitulated there? Yeah, this Ottoman's not doing too bad. Bad at all.
All in. Move out.
Yeah, push that Des Moines, but I think we can probably try and push back there.
Attention. Move, move, move. Hands. Listen up. Yes, sir. Orders. Yes, sir. Orders. Listen up. Move out.
See if we can get a pocket here.
Keep your distance. Attention. Hands. Let them have it.
And stick back Des Moines. There we got the Hawk. It's 38. Let's try and go. Or it's 39. 242 days. I don't know. Maybe that's not worth it. Let's get our anti-air upgrade, maybe. Well, it's just our air doctrine. Okay.
All in.
fine there.
All in.
I think our most spicy thing that we got going on is this potential pocket down here. And these guys are ready to deploy, so we'll deploy these guys in Nebraska again.
Listen up. Ready.
And you guys can like regain your organization. Like you guys, we'll have you guys like I guess deploy down here in New Mexico, and they can join our other army. Or maybe not.
Yes, sir. Pushing them back, sir. Move out. Go, go, go. Keep on attacking.
Like this tile's not that important.
Take the game.
We need to focus on making a breakthrough down here.
Pushing them back, sir. Ready to move.
Send this unit that way.
Yes, sir. Move out.
Put those 2 militia there.
Listen up. Ready, sir.
Alright, that's actually a weaker tile. We'll hold this over here. And maybe we should build a couple bunkers this way. Where we don't have the river. Isaac White's wounded. It's unfortunate.
Listen up. Attention. All in. Ready to move. All in.
You over that way. Like Texas is like another pretty good state to get to. So if we close this up over here and start pushing into Texas, that would shorten up our front line and get us some more like industry and oil and like other stuff that's like relevant. You guys move forward this way.
Ready, sir. Listen up. Ready, sir. Move out. Attention. Attention. Attention.
Let's get some equipment for Venezuela. That's nice. Thanks, Venezuela. Helping us out. Being super democratic.
Yes, sir. All in.
And we'll they start to clean up these guys over here.
Listen up. Ready, sir.
And you guys are done. So I guess we'll put you in the field. So, let them regain some organization for a bit. And we'll keep training some more guys, I guess. don't think we're building any of that stuff right now. Yeah. None of that stuff's gonna be all that helpful, I don't think.
Let's go. Move out.
Troops in that way. Nationalist victory in South Africa. Okay. Getting pressured pretty hard there.
Let's go. Yes, sir.
Oh, we got reinforcements coming though. I think we'll be okay.
Move out. Hey, sir.
Tropic Lightning. That's what an interesting name for a division that is, eh?
Ready to move. Listen up.
Alright, we'll get you infantry expert, I guess. You also camouflage in case we're being bombed. I don't think we are, but you know, just in case, right?
Hands.
A nice pocket here.
Keep your distance.
Stop.
Hey, sir. Move out.
Force line this way. Send this one over here. Not over there.
Listen up. Move out. Listen up. Hands.
Just gonna close that up. It's nice. Like we're doing okay. About 2-to-1 kill ratio. Paratroopers, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Boy, Vandergriff is ill.
Yes, sir. Ready. Attention.
Let's try and maybe make a play for Texas. I don't know. Grab. Be alright. Decisions. We'll be able to push along his front again soon too. Let's get the medium SPG. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. Let's maybe get our air doctrine. Strategic distraction, I think. And we need to start building some planes. Let's increase the range in the Hawk. Let's go medium tank 1. And yeah, so we need to start building some military factories. Unfortunately, our guy gives us like a debuff for this, right? But decent amount in Oregon. Okay. Go like that. I don't think any of that stuff's like particularly worth at the moment. You know what? When our other guys are in position, we'll do a push on the longest front. Down over this way. Going down south in Dixie. Yeehaw! Busan Treaty.
Orders. Ready, sir. Attention. Yes, sir. All in. Attention. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get our boys together. Try to make a breakthrough here. What's this? Oh,
Attention.
I'm pressured.
Move out.
Looks like our volunteers got called back, and now we're having some problems up here. That's not good.
Orders. Ready to move.
Sure, whatever, that's fine.
Yes, sir. Move out. Advance. All in. Ready, sir. Move out. Move out.
Longest rebels rise in Kentucky. I don't think that's. I don't think it affects us though. I think we're starting to run out of rifles. So do the push along the longest front. I get a pocket here. So many spots. Gotta pay attention to. Okay, you can hold here. I think
Back, sir.
we'll have to. Elastic defense. Next doctrine.